Ready. I'm your host, Derek Gant, and around here, we don't chase mediocrity. We dominate and walk in divinity. This show is about living the 24K life, mastering your mind, your money, your body, and your soul to live boldly and unapologetically at your highest level. So I hope that you're ready to lock in. You know, the deal is that the 24K Life Code isn't just about my lifestyle. It's my standard. It's how I say yes. It's how I say no. And you know what? I build momentum that doesn't fade. If you are tired of borrowing life and you're ready to own it, this is the show for you. Today, we are going to talk about how to break free from the tyranny of being stuck, because you have been negotiating your standards with yourself, and that's costing you way more than you ever knew. If you want to add to the show, we are so excited to have you. Just reach out at 419-972-1922. We'd be happy to take your call. Actually, shoot us a text message, and we'll be here for you right away.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Financial freedom is within your reach, thanks to Derek Gant. With over 25 years of experience, Derek's 24 stepping stones for success. Imagine mastering your finances, setting and crushing your goals, and shifting your mindset to elite levels. Derek empowers you with tools for financial freedom and measurable results. His strategies are crafted to ensure you live the life you've always dreamed of. From his book to engaging workshops and online content, Derek's insights are designed just for you. Start your journey today and turn your aspirations into achievements. Visit derekgant.com. It's time to live your 24K life. Are you ready?
Hey, I hope you're ready, because it is time for you to live your 24K life. As we start this show, I told you it's time to stop negotiating with yourself, because you have that little voice inside that says, maybe tomorrow, I'm too tired, I've done enough. That voice is costing you your 24K life. I want you to listen to something that each and every one of us need to be reminded of and need to hear. Check this out.
I set out at the beginning of the summer and said, this is the training plan I'm doing. I signed that contract with myself. I'm doing it.
That's the deal I made. I shook hands with myself. That is the deal. That is the contract. That is non-negotiable.
Throughout that process, you'll start talking to yourself like, man, I think I need to, maybe if we,
This is a choice that you're going to make. You know the sacrifices that come along with that. But once you make that deal with yourself, that's it. There's no going back.
This is non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So that was Kobe Bryant, the great Mamba mentality, talking about how he refuses to negotiate with himself. He talks about signing a contract at the beginning of the year to honor what it is he was put on this earth to do. And my question is, do you have a contract with yourself? What's your soul contract? You have a contract with God. He gave us gifts. He gave us talents. He gave us skills. So you have the ability. He gave you the wherewithal. The question becomes, are you using it? And are you elevating it? Are you polishing it? Are you doing what you need to do to get where? I know that you should understand that you really don't have a choice. If you want to live the life that you feel in your heart, if you want to live that life you know you deserve, then you have to do something about it. You know, we've talked the last couple weeks about being double-minded, but I want to talk to you about your soul contract, the contract that you have with yourself, with God, and are you honoring that? You know, the 24K Life philosophy is that we don't negotiate with mediocrity. Mediocrity means you're being mediocre, you're being average. If that was a good thing, then everybody would be mediocre. But it's not the case. You see greatness, you see it. We want to command excellence. We want to choose alignment, not distortion. You need to be in place with where you're supposed to be going in the direction you are supposed to be going. And that's the problem financially when we're talking about living like the Joneses or looking at social media and wondering why other people have all this amazing stuff and this great life and you don't. And the truth of the matter is most people don't have a great life. Just go look at it statistically. Most people don't live a great life. They show you a great life, but they're not living a great life. And if you want to be content, you need to figure out, are you living your purpose? I'm against comfort, but I'm not against contentment because, I've shared with you before that my personal philosophy is that I'm happy where I am and I am eager for more. Happy where I am, but I am eager for more. So I'm expecting something greater because God made us as creative beings, which means that we need to constantly be creating. So what are you creating? You have to ask yourself, what are you creating? Every time you know what to do and you hesitate, delay, or debate, you're negotiating with yourself. Not only are you negotiating with yourself, you're negotiating with your destiny. You're not deciding, you're discussing. And we have to make more decisions. We have to be more intentional because that becomes the problem. God gives clarity and ego gives conditions. I hope you're listening to these dimes that I'm dropping on you. You are your worst problem and we can fix that. You say you want to get out of debt, but when it's time to open up your bank app, you start negotiating. What else can you buy? You say you want better health, but when it's time to move your body, you start negotiating. I can do it later. I can do it tomorrow. I forgot my gym clothes. Oh, I have another meeting after work that I need to do. I should probably, you know what? You start negotiating. You say you want financial freedom, but when it's time to invest in yourself, in your learning, in a support system, what do? You put it off. You don't make a decision. You start negotiating. That negotiation is more than just a financial death. It's a spiritual death to whom you're supposed to be becoming. Do you feel what I'm saying to you? It's your responsibility to be great. And it's your fault when you're not great at the gifts that God gave you. And all of us are guilty of this. And when I say all, I don't mean all. I mean everyone that's not living in greatness because it's possible. You just have to stop comparing what you're doing, what you should be doing to what other people are doing because they're not equal playing fields because you have different gifts, different talents, different skill sets, different intentions. God didn't give you everything that he gave Susie or Mark or Sharon. He gave you something specifically for you. Shout out to all of you that are operating in your greatness boldly. You might not be seeing the results that you truly want, but trust me, that's the best move. We're going to talk about what you can do to break this cycle of negotiating with yourself, this cycle of accepting mediocrity, of procrastinating with your future, your destiny, the further we go. At the 24K Life, we don't negotiate, okay? We command excellence. We choose alignment. We decide once and we honor that decision like a covenant because you have a covenant on this earth with yourself and with God. And the longer you put it off, the more you're going to be mediocre. Now, I know I'm not supposed to say this. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. The truth of the matter is that we need mediocre people. We need people sitting on their hands not doing anything because those are the people that are going to help you build your empire. They're the people that are going to help you live your dream. Because here's the truth. If you're not working on your dream, you are working on someone else's dream because you are going to work. So we need some mediocre people. We need mediocre people to help us, at the car wash and at the grocery store and, at the doctor's office. In every facet of life, there are mediocre people doing mediocre things. And no matter how frustrating sometimes that might be for you, we need those people. But you don't need to be that person. So there's a big difference. So I used to tell my kids all the time, listen, I don't care. And I understand that we don't pump gas anymore. When I grew up, used to go to gas station, there was an attendant that would pump your gas. And that didn't last long because I'm not in that other generation. But it was a thing. And I used to tell my kids, listen, I don't care if you deliver packages. I don't care if you clean people's shoes. I don't care. What I care about is that your choice? Did you choose to do that, or are you being forced to do that because you have no other choices? Because you've accepted mediocrity. So I want you to hear me say this, and I want you to listen very carefully. Stop negotiating with yourself. I'm not trying to be harsh. It's about being free. Freedom from doubt, freedom from constant back and forth, from weakness, from starting over constantly, freedom from living life on pause, right? Stop hitting the pause button. Hit the go button. Hit the gas. We don't live life in neutral. Are you living your life in neutral? Because you probably are. It's time to put that thing in drive and let's hit the gas pedal and let's go. Because greatness is yours. And it's all a matter of what you decide to do this Sunday, August the 10th at 2:41 p.m. I'm ready. I've always been ready. I am always creatively thinking about how I can improve upon myself, how I can improve on doing something better, questioning if I'm doing the right thing, and what would God want from me in that situation. So those little bands that everybody used to wear, WWJD, what would Jesus do? I think that's great. Because the Bible says, acknowledge me in all thy ways and I shall direct your paths. So if you're constantly thinking, hey, what gifts did God give me? And am I using them appropriately? Am I really leveling up the game, my game? Or am I watching TV? Am I playing video games? Am I brain dead because society is so stressful? I just want to escape. I mean, that's really the question. Are you just trying to escape? Or are you in the game? My kids brought me a sweatshirt one year for Christmas. It said play to win, because that's all I kept telling them. We're playing this game to win. We're going to school to win. We're going to work to win. And the paycheck isn't the winning prize. The paycheck is what you get along the way. The paycheck keeps you in the game. It's, are you hitting your destiny? Are you moving and going and growing? That's playing to win. And I hope you know what I'm talking about. And I hope that you have decided that you're ready to play to win.
Are you feeling stuck in life and finances? Introducing the 24K Life Code mobile app, your ultimate solution for personal and financial support. Available now in Apple App and Google Play stores. Our app provides online coaching with expert life, business, money, nutrition, and fitness coaches. With over 25 transformative courses, you'll master goal setting, time management, personal money management, and accountability. For less than $1 a day, you gain full access, 365 days a year, to the support you need. Join our thriving community, share your daily wins, and let's build your 24K life together. Download the 24K Life Code mobile app today and start living your best life.
All right. Listen, if you want to add to the show, and we want you to add to the show, I don't know everything. I might be completely wrong. I might be off the range. So if you want to add to the show, hey, hit us up, 419-972-1922, 419-972-1922. We're taking all text messages. My producer says, call in. Quit playing. Call in. Let us know what you're thinking. Text us. We'll take your messages. We'll add your name to the list of people that are friends of the show. We're excited about this 24K Life show because we know that once you tap in, once you lock in, and you commit to yourself, to your personal greatness, everything in your world is going to change. And some of it won't be for the better. And what does that mean? It means that some people are going to be upset that you are elevating. Some people are going to be upset you lost weight and they're still fat. I know I'm not supposed to say stuff like that, but it's just true. You can't take everybody where you're going. It's lonely at the top because people don't want to climb the mountain. They're waiting for the elevator. They're waiting for the escalator. They're waiting for God to ascend them to the top. I don't know what they're waiting for, but if I were you, I'd start climbing because it's at the top where all the good stuff is happening. And if you have to be up there with just a few people, so be it. At least they're your people. So let's talk about what happens when you go all in. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about committing. We're talking about going all in, about giving our best, not being mediocre, not leaving anything on the field, so to speak. What happens? Well, number one, you stop wasting time. You become very intentional about your time. You have no room for nonsense. And people won't understand it. And they're going to say, oh my God, you're so mean. You're so harsh. I'm not mean and harsh. I'm about my business. Jesus came and he said, look, I am here about my daddy's business. And so are you. You are here about your business, the business that God put you here for. You stop needing motivation when you go all in, right? You stop wasting time and you stop needing motivation, because the motivation is for you to get in it and play to win. You don't need ha-ha, roo-ha. You don't need that. What you need is a habit. What you need is consistency. What you need is a purpose that's driving your soul to the destiny of your greatness. And most importantly, you start building momentum. Listen, indecision is expensive, but commitment starts to pay compound interest. I shared and talked to you about multiplication in our past episodes, our past shows. We don't want to add, we want to multiply. And when you commit, you create compound momentum in your future, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. So here's the deal. And we know this to be a fact, not speculation. God honors bold faith, not passive prayers. And how do we know that as a fact? Because anytime you take bold action, even if you are wrong, you get the respect of others, you get the respect of yourself, and you usually end up not too far away from where you were supposed to be going if you were right anyway. See, in football terms, when we play football, the coaches used to tell us, listen, if you mess up, at least mess up going 100%. If you're going 25, 50% and you mess up, it looks like you don't even care. So I'm here to tell you, play this game of life to win. Play it at 100%. And I know everybody else is playing at 75%. And why are people playing at 75%? Because they're mediocre. What's a mediocre? What's an average grade in school? Somebody text me and tell me what that is. 419-297-7772. Tell me what a mediocre grade is, because I'm going to tell you what it is. A mediocre grade is a C. That's why they call it average, right? On the scale, an F is totally losing. D means you didn't lose, but geez, man, you are barely in the game. A C means you're in, but you're not doing much. A B means, okay, you're doing better than most. And an A means that you are on your path to greatness. And let me tell you something. If you can't get an A in the field that God put you here for, it's just impossible. It's impossible. I hate to tell you, you can't lose at doing what God put you here to do. And I may sound like a broken record, but I love you and I want to see you win. I want to win, and I don't want to go to the mountaintop alone. I need you to come with me. So let's go all in. The scripture says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. That's James 1:8. Gave you the scripture a few weeks ago. You don't need more information. You don't need motivation. You need to be intentional. You need more alignment and you need more execution. So let's stop, teeter-tottering, and let's decide. I just told you, God loves bold faith. So let's go after it. So let's talk about the shift. Let's talk about how I coach people to shift into the 24K Life playbook on how to stop negotiating. I'm going to give you 5 steps that you really need to understand. Number 1, make a divine decision. Once and for all, go all in. So I need you to write this down. I will become blank. I will become great at what? Fill in that blank, but you need to make a divine decision. Number 2, set your non-negotiables. See, I shared with you before, I have non-negotiables. And if you want to know what all of mine are, you can read my book. It's called The 24K Life Code by Derek Gant. the 24K Life Code, and it'll tell you all of my non-negotiables. Well, not all of them, but most of them, the most important ones. But let me give you a couple. So I refuse to skip more than 2 days of not working out. So if I don't work out today and I don't work out tomorrow, I have to work out day after tomorrow, no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's a 5-mile walk, if it's a 2-mile walk. It doesn't mean if I do 200 push-ups and sit-ups. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's 11:59. I'm gonna get my butt on the ground and I'm going to work out. That is one of my non-negotiables. One of my spiritual non-negotiables is that I refuse to argue with someone who refuses to have an open mind. If they just want to argue, I can't take that energy. Just walk away. Because, see, we were taught not to walk away. You need to stay in the fight. For what? You don't need to argue over ignorance. You don't. And whoever told you that, they're wrong. They're just simply wrong. And when it comes to finances, I remember having a little dissertation with my mom when she was living because she wanted something, and what she wanted was going to cross my boundaries and make me go into my savings account. And my savings account wasn't for play. It was for emergencies. And she called me the N-word and said, I know you have some money. I know you can help me. And what she wanted wasn't like help. It was like a want. It was like a really lofty want. So I told her, I didn't tell her no. I didn't say, Mom, no, I'm not going to do that for you. I said, Mom, I can't do that right now. What I can do right now is X, Y, and Z, and then we can get what you want in 3 months. You have to have some non-negotiables. Yes, I had the money. No, I wasn't giving it to her, right? Because it wasn't an emergency. And I don't care if it's your mama. So I'm just giving you this example because, number one, it's true. And number two, I'm trying to show you how sincerely you have to be committed to your non-negotiables. Number three, design your morning. You have to design your morning. And what I mean by designing your morning is that when you wake up, you need to understand what you have in front of you for the day. What do you want to accomplish? What's before you that you have to do? What do you want to do? And what are the top 3 things that no matter what have to get done today? And you have to wake up with that, knowing that. Write it down. We have a planner. We have a digital planner. I can email it to you. We have a paper planner. I can email that to you. Hit us up, 419-972-1922, and say, I want that daily planner. And I'll make sure that we get back to you so that you can get a copy of it. But here's the deal. I want you. I don't need you. I need to do it for myself, but I want you because I want you to come with me to the top. I want you to dominate your day. I want you to dominate your day. That means that you're going to be in control, not someone else. You are going to take control of your day, and you're going to set forth, I need to work out. I need to eat well. And in order to eat well, maybe I need to go to the grocery store and buy some fresh produce. I need to double check my finances. I need to figure out how to get rid of this one debt, or I need to get rid of all these subscriptions that you've been trying to get rid of, but you still have, to save you some money. Now, I'm not about nickel and diming. I'm about taking aggressive action. And every action is a statement to your future self. Where are you going? Where do you want to go? And is this decision taking you there? Let me give you an example. When I was open to sitting on boards in the community, because I was giving back to the community. And so you sit on these boards of these organizations. And let's just be honest, most of the time, yes, they wanted my financial expertise, but more importantly, they wanted my blackness. They needed to diversify their board. And so I was a sharp, professional, articulate, presentable, candidate for their board. But I made a decision when I was on boards that I would only sit on boards that help elderly people, that help kids, or that had some kind of financial situation to change. I wouldn't sit on any other boards. So I had deal breakers even then. Now I don't sit on any boards because you are my board. You are my purpose, helping you level up your life, reach the pinnacle, which is the top of your life, is what I was put here to do, and predominantly to help you do that financially. Now, I like to do finance and fitness because those are my two things. But I was put here to help you break this financial bondage, to break free from the financial slavery. And I know those are aggressive words, but this is an aggressive situation. And you need to break free, because here's the deal. When you are hemmed up financially, you don't have the freedom to open your mind up to explore the gifts that God gave you and how to elevate that, because you are in the rat race and you're just trying to survive. And you're in survival mode. You cannot attack what you were really put here to do. You cannot dominate your day. So I was put here to help you break those financial bonds. That means get your credit right. That means get your money right. That means stop depending on anyone outside of yourself. That means stacking some cash in your 401k and paying your bills. Listen, it's not rocket science, and it's very doable. You might just need some help. Number 4, create instant execution rules. That means today I will do X. When I feel resistance, I am going to move forward. If my mind starts telling me these things, I am going to tell it to shut the hell up. If these things come up against me, I'm going to put pause on them, not on me. But create execution rules for yourself. This is all about you. And I hope you realize that. And number 5, have a consequence plan. What's the consequences if you don't do what you set out to do? If you no-show in your own life, what's the consequences? What's the penalty you're going to pay for that? At the same time, what are you going to reward yourself with when you do? Because you do want a reward. And let me tell you, there's lots of rewards at the top. Recognition. You know, you've seen people, you say, hey, man, I'm trying to figure out why the rich always get richer, right? They go to dinner and their meals are for free. When we go to dinner, we got to pay for everything. You know, why do they get into games free? Why do they get to do these things? Because they're at the top, and people are attracted to greatness. Have you not figured this out yet? People are attracted to greatness. But how does greatness come? Through hard work. And I don't like the word hard work, but through work. Because if you love what you do, it's not hard. Do I have to work to prepare for this show? Yes. Is it hard? No, because I love it. I love being prepared to help you level up your life, to live in your divinity. So, you know, we only have a couple minutes left, and I'm going to drop a couple quick dimes on you. If I were coaching you, I gave you the 5 rules. If I were coaching you, I would ask you the question, where are you still making deals with your lower self? Where are you still making deals with your lower self? That's the question I would have you ponder. Write that down. Start working on that. And from this day forward, stop negotiating with your greatness, because you need to go all in, because going all in is where the gold is. And we are all about the 24K. Going all in is where the peace lives. That's where the purpose activates. And that's where the 24K life version of yourself is. You know what? I hope that if this message spoke to you, that you'll share it with someone. If you're in the car, you can go to my YouTube channel, Derek Gant 24K. There is a live version of this going live right now. You can share it because you need to. You don't want to be lonely at the top. You need your spouse going with you. You need your kids going with you. And they may not understand what you're saying because you've been mediocre this whole time, and they don't understand the greatness. But you need to show them because you know what's in there. So listen, this is my time, family. I need you to live boldly, love deeply, and lead without apology. I appreciate you for locking and leaning in. The truth is the truth, and I hope you know you've heard the truth today. This is Derek Gant signing off from the 24K Life, Vibe106.com. Be your best, bring your best, leave nothing to chance. You know, this show was brought to you by Amin Poet Productions. For all of your musical needs, when sound is all you got, visit aminpoet.com. That's AMINPOET.com. If you're ever in Ohio or Michigan and you find yourself needing help fast, call Out Today Bail Bonds, 419-944-3495. Hey, have a great day. Check out Eugene, You're in the Kitchen with DJ Jamalot later today on his show. Thanks so much. Hey, folks, I don't know who's on. I see a couple comments. Thank you so much for jumping on. Coach Dawn, Tyler Moss. What's up? What's up, Tyler? Coach Dawn says she is happy where she is and eager for more. That's a bar. You know, we share those bars, Coach Dawn. I know that there are a few of you that were born and destined for greatness. And I hope that you take up that mantle and that you lead with love, but you lead boldly. There is no room for mediocrity, right? I tell my young kids, and they're young, they're 29 and 34, you know, they got time to make some mistakes. They got time to kind of chill and move along. Listen, if you're over 40, you got no time for that nonsense. Let's get at it. Let's get at it. Let's be the GOAT. Let's be our best. Let's level up, and let's not leave anything on the field. I'm Derek Gant. Thank you so much for being on this stream. I hope that if you really enjoyed it, that you'll share it with someone, that you'll tap into that Mamba 24K mentality, and that you'll live your absolute best life. Be great.